वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। You can repeat. येष सर्वेषु भूतेषु
येष सर्वेषु भूतेषु
प्रोत्मानः प्रकाशते
प्रकाशते
दृश्यते त्वग्रया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः यच्चेद्वां मनसि प्राज्ञः तद्यच्चेज्ज्ञान आत्मनि ज्ञान आत्मनि महति नियच्छेत् तद्यच्चेत् शान्त आत्मनि We have seen the mantra number 13. Now the next mantra, 14th mantra, for which the Sangati Bhashya we have to read. You can read. You can see in the screen Evam Purusha from there. Evam Purushe Atmani
Evam Purushe Atmani
सर्वं प्रविलाप्य
सर्वं प्रविलाप्य
नामरूपकर्मत्रयम्
नामरूपकर्मत्रयम्
यन्मिथ्या ज्ञानविजृम्भितम्
यन्मिथ्याज्ञानविजृम्भितम्
क्रियाकारकफललक्षणम्
क्रियाकारकफललक्षणम्
स्वात्मयाथात्म्यज्ञानेन
स्वात्मयाथात्म्यज्ञानेन
मरीचि उदक रज्जु सर्प गगनमलानि इव
मरीचि उदक रज्जु सर्प
गगनमलान् इव
मरीचि रज्जु गगनस्वरूपदर्शनेन एव
मरीचि रज्जु गगन स्वरूपदर्शनेनैव
स्वस्थः प्रशान्तात्मा
स्वस्थः
प्रशान्तात्मा
कृतकृत्यः भवति
भवति
यतः अतः तद्दर्शनार्थम्
तदर्शनार्थम्
उत्तिष्ठत जाग्रत
उत्तिष्ठत जाग्रत
प्राप्य वरान् निबोधत क्षुरस्य धारा निशिता दुरत्यया
धारा निशिता दुरत्यया
दुर्गं पतस्तत्कवयो वदन्ति
दुर्गं पथस्तवयो वदन्ति
Now is Sangati. It's a beautiful Sangati. Evam Purushe Atmani. Purusha Atmani is Purushe Atmani. What Purushe? Purusha has been mentioned. Avyaktat Purushaha Paraha. Avyaktat Paraha Purushaha iti. That Purusha. So Purusha refers to the Paramatma, Atmani. So Paramatmani. So Evam, in this manner, Paramatmani, Purushe Atmani, Paramatmani, in the Purusha, Sarvam Pravilapya, Pravilapya, having resolved. It is having resolved, Pravilapya. So in this manner, in what manner? That manner which has been described by the previous mantras. Ecchedva manasi prakyaha ityadi mantra dwara evam pravilapya, having resolved, Purushe Atmani, having resolved. In this manner, described by the previous mantra, what happens? Krita Krityaha Bhavati. Krita Krityaha Bhavati. The person becomes Krita Krityaha, becomes a complete person, a fulfilled person. Having resolved Sarvam, Sarvam is important. The word Sarvam. Having resolved everything into Atma, how? Through the knowledge of the real nature of Atma. So, Jnanena. What Jnana? Swatma Jnanena. Atma Jnanena. Swatma Jnanena. The knowledge of the real nature of oneself. Yatatmya, as it is. Real nature. True nature. Swatma Yatatmya Jnanena. Atma Jnanena. Having resolved everything into this Atma, Katam Jnanena, through the knowledge of the true nature, the real nature of Atma, a person becomes kritakrityaha. A person becomes fulfilled, a complete person, having resolved everything into Atma, into oneself, through the knowledge of oneself. Atmana Atmani Pravilapya. So Purushe Atmani Sarvam Pravilapya. Resolved everything into this Purusha. Now the word Sarvam. Sarva means all, everything. Everything, what everything? The word everything, it is contextual, everything. But here, the word everything, it depends on the context, restricted by the context. I know everything. Suppose a person says, about Java, I know everything. It doesn't say Java, but I know everything means is the context of Java, the programming language. He says, I know everything. So that is contextual, depends on the context. Everything means he doesn't know history, geography, astronomy, astrophysics. No. In the context of Java, he knows everything. Maybe he knows everything. And nobody can say also that he knows everything, even in Java. If what a person says, that is, depends on the context. Very restricted. So here, sarva means everything, total. Nothing is left out. Everything that is experienced, available for experience or experienced by you, everything, sarvam. Sarvam includes everything. So, everything is resolved. And what is that everything? For that, there is an adjective. There is an adjective. Nama, Rupa, Karma, Trayam. Nama, Rupa, Karma, Trayam, that is Sarvam. Nama, name, Rupa, form. They are interconnected, close. They are so close, they cannot be separated. Nama, Rupa. Nama is that every Nama will have a corresponding Rupa. Nama, Rupa. They are name and form, or word and meaning. Vagarta viva sampruktav, Vagarta pratipattake. Jagatah pitaro vande, Parvati Parameshwaro. So Nama, Rupa, the word and the meaning, they are inseparably connected. Any name you say, the corresponding Nama will appear in our cognition. When you say pot, pot is a name, a shabda, a word, and immediately its meaning, arthaspuranam, and the form appears. So Nama, Rupa. Then karma. Karma is also added. Karma means action. So everything will come under these three. Everything which is Nama, Rupa, and Karma. That which is just Nama, Rupa, it will have a corresponding a function, an action. So everything comes under this three. Everything, anything you say, which will have this Nama, Rupa, and corresponding action, Karma will be there. Nama, Rupa, Karma, Trayam, this three. The three, Nama, Rupa, Karma, how Bhashyakara has taken this Nama, Rupa, Karma is from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Trayamba idam Nama, Rupa, Karma iti, the sentence appears. That becomes a basis for the Bhashyakara to use this word, Nama, Rupa, Karma, Trayam, for as adjective for Sarvam. So, Nama, Rupa, Karma, Trayam. Then Mithya Jnana Vijrimbitam. That is another Visheshana for Sarvam. Sarvam Pravilapya. Pravilapya having resolved. That Pravilapanam, the Kriya is action is there, for which the karma is means the karma karaka. Karma is Sarvam, Dvitiya Vibhakti. And for Sarvam, there are many Visheshanas. One is Namarupa Karmatrayam. Second one, Yan Mithya Jnana Vijrimbitam. Yat Mithya Jnana Vijrimbitam. Vijrimbitam means that which is projected. Vijrimbita. Jrimbita. Vijrimbita. Projected. Projected by Mithya Jnana. Projected by that which is projected by Mithya Jnana. What? Sarvam. Anything, everything, whatever you name it, which is nothing but Nama, Rupa, Karma. They are projected by Mithya Jnanam. That is Sarvam. What is Mithya Jnanam? Mithya Jnanam is a samasa. It's a compound word. Mithya Jnanam means, simple translation of the word Mithya Jnanam is wrong knowledge, erroneous knowledge, adhyasa. Adhyasa is the meaning of the word Mithya Jnanam. Atasmin tad buddhihi. Adhyasa. That adhyasa is Mithya Jnanam, wrong knowledge. That is the knowledge which is because of the superimposition of a thing on another thing. Mistaken cognition, Mithya Jnanam. A rope is there, but that is not seen as a rope by you because of insufficient light or because of the semi-darkness. Light is there, at the same time darkness also is there. That's why insufficient light. So you don't recognize the rope as a rope. So you superimpose snake on the rope. Snake is not there. Only rope is there. So on the rope you superimpose. The rope is so nicely curved in a particular way it is there. All the possibilities are there to mistake it for a snake. So therefore, snake is projected, Vijrimbita, on the rope, which is Adhyasa, superimposing on the rope. Snake is superimposed on the rope. Atasmin tad buddhi, that which is not there. Atasmin, not tasmin, atasmin. Tad buddhihi. You have the cognition of that. That which is not, that is the cognition on that thing. Another thing, mistaken cognition, that is Mithya Jnana, wrong knowledge. So here, not knowing Atma, Mithya Jnana is not knowing Atma. Because of wrong knowledge, not knowing Atma as it is, this Jagat is projected. Everything is projected. The Jagat means everything. Everything is projected. So everything is projected because of this Mithya Jnanam, wrong knowledge. There is nothing, everything. Everything is resolved in Atma. Atma is everything. But everything is cognized by you. So therefore, that cognition is because of the wrong knowledge. Because of the Adhyasa, the wrong knowledge, erroneous knowledge. So therefore, Mithya Jnanam. Adhyasa. The word Mithya Jnanam is important in the sense, being a samasa, the Mithya Jnanam can be resolved in two ways. One is, as I explained, Mithya Jnanam, Mithya cha tat Jnanam cha, Kramadharaya samasa. Wrong knowledge, false knowledge, erroneous knowledge, Mithya Jnanam. Another way of resolving the samasa is Mithya cha tat ajnanam cha. Mithya cha tat ajnanam cha. Mithya is that which is not real, unreal. Ajnanam is avidya. So avidya is unreal. Avidya is unreal. The word avidya is used to refer as the karanam for this, for the karanam for the karya, prapancha. Avidya. Avidya is used from the Vyashti standpoint, the word avidya is used. From the Samashti, it is maya. So the word avidya, we use both in the, it has the both implication of this epistemological meaning as well as ontological meaning. The prapancha as is created, the cause of the for the cause of the creation, as the cause of the creation, we use the word avidya. So in the ontological sense, therefore, the word avidya has got both meaning, and that which is not there, on that it is projected. So this avidya, which has this avarana shakti and vikshepa shakti, like the snake, rope snake example. The rope is covered by snake, that is avarana. The rope, you don't see, first of all, you don't see the rope, that is avarana. Then the rope is projected as the snake, that is vikshepa. So avarana, vikshepa. So that also we use the word avidya in the epistemological sense. So the point here is mithya cha tat ajnanam, when we say that ajnanam which is mithya, that avidya is mithya. It is unreal. It is unreal. So taking the word as mithya jnanam, the first samasa mithya cha tat jnanam cha. So adhyasa is a cause for ajnanam, because of ajnanam, samsara. And if you take the word mithya cha tat ajnanam cha, here also this ajnanam is because through this adhyasa only. This ajnanam is because of this avidya only. This avidya, which is ajnanam, and that is mithya. It is not real, unreal. False ignorance. Mithya ajnanam is false ignorance. So if you resolve the compound in both the ways, it all amounts to only this thing. That is ajnanam. Ajnanam through this adhyasa. Wrong knowledge, or this ajnanam. Ajnanam is wrong knowledge. Another important thing. The word ajnanam is wrong knowledge. Jnanam is knowledge. Na jnanam ajnanam. Na jnanam ajnanam. What is na jnanam? It is, ajnanam is a samasa. Na jnanam ajnanam. Nanch tatpurusha samasa. Like we have many words, dharma, adharma, kshara, akshara, nitya, anitya, jnanam, ajnanam. So the word ajnanam is what tatpurusha, nan tatpurusha. In nan tatpurusha also what type? The types are there. This nanj in the sense of what? Abhavarte or virodharte. Abhavarte nanj or virodharte nanj. Is it absence of knowledge or is it opposite to knowledge? Ajnanam, na jnanam, no knowledge, that is absence of knowledge. That meaning can we take. Or ajnanam, opposite to jnana. That is opposite to jnana, ajnana. Jnana virodhi. Can we take that meaning? Which meaning you will take? Dharma, adharma. Dharma is there, adharma, absence of dharma. dharma, adharma, nitya, anitya. Similarly, jnanam, ajnanam. This ajnanam, as I said, two ways the compound can be resolved. One is abhavarte, nanch, other one is virodharte. Similarly, dharma also. Dharma, you take dharma, adharma. It is abhavarte dharma or virodharte dharma. Abhavarte, virodharte. So here in this context, ajnanam, which meaning you will take? Sometimes abhavarte, virodharte in other context, that will not make much implication. But here there is an implication. In the ajnanam, there is an implication. What is that implication? If it is abhavarte, nanch, then it has a certain implication. It is virodharte nanch, it has certain implication. We say it is virodharte nanch. This virodharte, ajnanam is opposite to jnana, jnana virodhi. We cannot take it as the absence of knowledge. We cannot take ajnanam, ignorance, as the absence of knowledge. We can take it as only as virodharte. Why? Because in the wake of jnanam, what happens? Ignorance goes away. Ajnanam goes away. In the wake of jnanam, ajnanam goes away. Samsara goes away. So, jnana virodhi. That is why in the wake of jnanam, ajnanam goes away. And removal of ajnanam is gaining moksha. Removal of samsara is moksha. Absence of knowledge. If absence of knowledge has to be removed for gaining moksha, how can we remove the absence of a thing? The absence itself being absent, removing the absent, how is it possible? If something is there, then we can remove it. And that too, opposite is there, remove that by the correct knowledge, then you get knowledge and that ajnanam can be removed. But only absence is there. How can we remove the absence of something? Not possible. So, the absence of knowledge itself, not the problem for samsara. Only the wrong knowledge is a problem of samsara. The absence of knowledge may not be the problem. Why should be the problem? The sky is blue in color. The sky is blue in color. So, we know the sky is blue because of this dispersion of light, scattering of light. That by that principle, we know the sky is blue. The blueness of the sky, is because of this scattering of light, and therefore we know the sky is really colorless. So initially it was wrong knowledge. The blueness is attributed to sky. It's a wrong knowledge. But when we know science and the principle of the scattering of light, then the right knowledge comes and the wrong knowledge goes away. And the wrong knowledge goes away. Therefore, the blueness of the sky is understood as is the colorless. The sky is colorless only. Now, this blueness itself, the blueness of the sky itself, it is not known. It is not understood. There is no wrong knowledge. There is no knowledge as such. Then the absence of the knowledge of the colorlessness of the sky, that is not going to create any problem. The colorlessness of the sky is not a problem. So the absence of the knowledge of the colorlessness of the sky, or the colorless or the blueness of the sky, only when you inquire into the nature and want to know the true nature, because you have got certain cognition with respect to the sky. Therefore, the knowledge is required, and the knowledge is opposite to what you have, the wrong knowledge. Therefore, the right knowledge can remove the wrong knowledge. But the knowledge itself, when it is not there, how can you remove the absence of knowledge? For anything to be removed, there should be bhava. There should be the presence. That's why we say ajnanam is kinchit bhavaha. We cannot say it is not there, we cannot say. It is not the absence of knowledge. It is the opposite to knowledge. We cannot say absence of knowledge. The blueness is there, therefore the right knowledge is required. If that itself is not there, absence of knowledge, then where is the right knowledge to remove the absence of that knowledge? It is not possible. It is not there. Why this is important is, there are some traditions even within the Advaita tradition, not some other tradition, not any other darshanam. Within the Advaita darshanam also, there are some who says this abhavarte, absence of knowledge. This is a big discussion and controversial thing. There are some tradition, even still there, particularly in the Karnataka, one tradition is there, and they say it is abhavarte, and they differ even in ascertaining this, the mula vidya. There's a controversy within the Advaita tradition. Unless we are very sharp and prepared to understand, it's difficult to understand the finer distinction. That finer distinction leads to a big gap later. So therefore, this ajnanam is very important to understand. Ajnanam is jnana virodha. That is what we have been saying from the very beginning. The cause of samsara is ajnana. If it is absent, then it is not going to cause any problem. Any absence is not going to create problem. And if you want to remove the absence, or will you remove the absence of something? It cannot be removed, not possible. Anything which is there and which is opposite, then only you can bring the right knowledge and remove it. Therefore, ajnanam is virodharte. It is jnana virodhi. That is why jnanam comes, ajnanam goes away. Jnanam only removes ajnanam. So therefore, that is our stand. So therefore, here, this mithya jnanam, if you resolve this compound any way you like, anyway means mithya cha tat jnanam cha, atava mithya cha tat ajnanam cha, both finally will lead to only this conclusion. That is, this ajnana is because of this mithya jnanam. That is the meaning you will get, no problem. Within that ajnanam, that is virodharte, that is jnana virodhi. Only that much. If you resolve it as a mithya chat ajnanam cha, then ajnanam is jnana virodhi, opposite to jnanam, wrong knowledge. Therefore, it is available for correction. Therefore, we translate the word mithya jnanam as erroneous knowledge. And because of this erroneous knowledge, Vijrum become projected. What? Sarvam, everything. Everything is projected because of this mithya jnanam. Okay. So, anything which is projected through this mithya jnanam, can it be satyam? Asatyam. It is asatyam. It cannot be satyam. Snake is projected on the rope because of the ignorance of the rope. Therefore, snake is not satyam, asatyam, mithya iti. So, mithya jnanam, the wrong knowledge. Okay, then the next one, another visheshana is there for the word sarvam. That's why I said the Sangati is very interesting and beautifully Vashekara gives Sangati Bhashya. Very important. Kriya Karaka, another important Visheshana, a description to the word Sarvam. Kriya Karaka Pala Lakshanam. Lakshanam characterized by characterization through Kriya Karaka pala. Kriya, we know action. Kriya means action. Karaka, what is karaka? Kriya nirvartakam karakam. We have seen the definition. Kriya nirvartayati iti karakam iti. Karaka, the factors of action. In Vyakaranam we have seen 6 karakas are there. Kartrakaraka, Karmakaraka, Karanakaraka, Sampradana, Apadana, Adhikarana. Iti Karakani Shat. The factors of action which are involved in accomplishing an action. So action is there, and action involves these 6 factors. So the 6 factors, what is gained is the pala, the result. So characterized by action and the karaka and the result. So everything is either it is in kriya, is either kriya or karaka or the pala, the result of the action. Karaka, kriya, pala. Karaka gives rise to action, and action which gives rise to the pala. The whole world is nothing but the experience of the pala. Experience of the pala, which is a result of the action, and the action involves the karakas. So karaka, kriya, pala, lakshanam, sarvam. Whatever is available as an experience, whatever in the world is available for your experience, that experience is through this kriya karaka. That is sarvam, that everything. And karaka, the 6 karakas are there. The 6 karakas are also finally it will all resolve into that akarakam. Akaraka atma. Atma doesn't have any karakatvam. Atma doesn't have any karakatvam. Everything will be resolved into atma, it's called karaka upamardhanam. In the wake of jnanam, the wake of atma jnanam, all the karakas, taking oneself to be a karta karakam, agam karta. Agam karta is samsara. Agam bhokta is the problem, samsara. Taking oneself to be a limited person, therefore karta, bhokta, and experience of the karma, that is bhokta. All these are limiting oneself and therefore undergoing the pains of samsara. That is bandha, karma bandha. So, kartrakarakam, atma cannot be karta. Therefore, kartrakarakam is not for atma. Can atma be a karma? No. Atma cannot be a karma. It is not available as an object for any action. That's why we say, nayam hanyate, nayam hanti, na hanyate. Na hanti, na hanyate. It cannot destroy, it cannot get destroyed. It cannot be destroyed by anything. So, neither karta, na karma. Can it be a karana? Then karta, karma itself is not there. It can be a karana also. So, karanam also. Karayitratvam also not possible. Similarly, sampradana. All the karakas finally resolved into this akaraka, atma. And when this jnanam, this atma jnanam is not there, when the knowledge of oneself is not there, therefore all the karakams come. All the factors of action are there. And therefore there is an action. And therefore there is a karma pala. That is what is sarvam is. That is what is sarvam. So, kriya karaka pala lakshanam sarvam. So, nama rupa karmatrayam yata mithya vijnana vijrumbitam kriya karaka pala lakshanam sarvam. The threefold nama, rupa, karma, name, form and function, that is the sarvam, everything. And that everything is projected because of mithya jnana, that is adhyasa. And this everything is in the form of kriya, karaka and pala. And resolving this everything into Paramatma, Atmani, Purushe Atmani, having resolved into Paramatma, how Swatma Yatatmya Jnanena, by the knowledge of the real nature of oneself. Then, how to resolve this? Marichi, Udaka, Rajjusarpa, Gagana, Malani, Iva. Marichi is the mirage water. Mirage. Udaka is water. Marichi, Udaka. Marichi, Udaka. Mirage is Marichi. Then Rajju Sarpa. Rajju is rope. Sarpa is snake. So the Marichi Udaka means mirage water. Rajju Sarpa is the Sarpa which is seen in the Rajju. Snake which is seen in the rope. Snake superimposed on the rope. You see only the snake because of the superimposition. Marichi Udaka is the water what you see in the mirage, which is not there. Real water is not there. Water is superimposed. Similarly, Gagana Malani. Gagana is space. We say pollution. Space is polluted. How can space be polluted? Only one thing which can never be polluted is space. Space being what it is, it cannot be polluted. So that is also a superimposition. That is also a superimposition. Space cannot be polluted. So, but we say space is polluted and the rope is, and the snake is projected on the rope and seeing water in the mirage. All these are because of ajnana, mithya jnana, adhyasa. They have appearance. They are vijrambita. They are projected. All these are projected. Atasmin tad buddhihi. That which is not there, on that it is projected. Now, how are you going to resolve? Can it be resolved? Yes. How? Marichi Rajju Gagana Swarupa Darshanena Eva. By Swarupa Jnanam. Swarupa Darshanam. Seeing its Swarupa. Swarupa Darshanam. Having the vision of the Swarupa of Marichi, Rajju and Gagana. Understanding as they are. Understanding Marichi. This Marichi is mirage. It's, that water appears because of the reflection of the sunlight. So understanding the Marichi as it is. Similarly, in the presence of sufficient light, recognizing the rope as a rope. Then Gagana Swarupa, understanding the nature of the Gagana, space. Space cannot be polluted. So, knowing the Swarupa, the real nature of Marichi, Rajju and Gagana, Swarupa Darshanena Eva. Why Swarupa Darshanena Eva? Why that Swarupa Darshanam is required knowledge? Because these things are Adhyaropita. On the Marichi, on the Rajju, on the Gagana, this water, then snake, and this contamination are Adhyaropita. It is superimposed. Therefore, the resolution is possible. Therefore, Pravilapanam is possible. Katam? By Darshanena, Adhishtana Swarupa Jnanena. By knowing understanding the Adhishtana. The Swarupam of the Adhishtana. Adhishtana Swarupa Jnanena. What is Adhyastha? What are superimposed? It is Pravilapyate. It is resolved. So, that which are superimposed are resolved by understanding that they are Mithya. Mithya Jnanena, Swarupa Jnanena, Adhyastam. What is superimposed? It is Pravilapyate. Pravilapanam bhavati. So, Marichi, Rajju, Gagana, these are the Adhishtana. On that, Adhyastha is water, Marichi, Udaka, Sarpa and Gagana. These are Adhyastha. So, removal of this Adhyastha and understanding the Adhishtana takes place. Therefore, Darshanena Eva. Eva, only. Only. Because there are no other means. Only knowledge can remove the Adhyastha. So, only by knowledge. Because of Adhyasa, therefore, it is covered and projected. Differently projected. That can go only in the wake of knowledge. Therefore, So Adhishtana Swarupa Jnanena Eva. That is what is Swarupa Darshanena Eva. Swarupa Darshanena Eva. That is the resolution. That is the resolution. Pravilapanam. Now, what is the benefit of this Pravilapanam? Once you know Adhishtana Atma, then what is this everything? Everything is Brahma, Atma. When everything is Atma, then where is this Aham and the Samsara and all? Not there. Samsara goes away. Everything is me. Mayyeva sakalam jatum, Mai sarvam pratishtitam, Mai sarvam layam yanti. So therefore, there is nothing other than me. I become, not I become. I understand, I recognize myself to be Brahma, which is Purnam, complete. Therefore, having resolved everything, everything is this Anatma into Atma, understanding, through understanding, what happens? Swastaha bhavati. Swasmin tishtati. He abides in himself. That abidance, that is, he abides in these Adhishtana. Adhishtana is this Advaita Swarupam. Aham Brahma. There is no second thing. There is no second thing. What is there is only me. I alone. So everything is resolved into this Adhishtana Atma. That is the Swarupa of this so-called individual, I. So therefore, Swastaha Bhavati. He abides, he stands, he abides in himself. And he is not different from Brahma. So therefore, there is no difference. Therefore, non-duality. Therefore, Advaita. So Adhishtana Advaita Atmani. This Adhishtana Advaita Atmani Pravilapya. Therefore, Swastaha Bhavati. He remains in himself. When he remains in himself, therefore, he will not have any action, he will not have any karma to do, to fulfill himself. There is no lack, therefore there is no want, and therefore there is no karma. Therefore, karta, bhokta, nothing is there, therefore no samsara. Therefore, is swastaha bhavati and prashantatma bhavati. Prashantatma, it becomes tranquil, calm, quiet. There is no samsara in him, there is no agitation. It has gone away because of jnanam. In the wake of jnanam, understanding that aham, adhishtana, advaita, atma, the samsara goes away. He becomes muktaha. So he becomes prashantatma. Prashantatma bhavati. Prashantaha. Atma. Yasya saha. He understands I am of the nature of this shanti. Prashantai. So there is no disturbance in him. There is no agitation in him. He becomes Shanta Swarupa Atma. He understands, he recognizes himself to be the Adhishtana Shanta Advaita Atma. Therefore, no samsara for him. Therefore, he becomes Kritakrityaha. That is what the purpose of life is. Life is not for hunting things and gaining the experiences of those things. Life is to understand, life is to become fulfilled. When this misplaced fulfillment through the search of the objects or experiences, that is a problem. That is what a samsara is. When he understands that aham purnaha, I am already fulfilled. I am already fulfilled, aham purnaha, I am complete. That understanding, only when that understanding comes, he becomes kritakrityaha. He becomes prashantatma. Kritakrityaha means he has gained what is to be gained. There is nothing to be gained further. He is complete. When you become complete, what is there to gain? Nothing remains to be gained. Therefore, kritakritya means he has done what is to be done to gain that fulfillment. To gain that is within code. There is nothing to gain to. That gaining is only in terms of understanding. So he becomes a person of fulfillment, a complete person by understanding. So he becomes kritakrityaha bhavati. Kritam kritani kritam krityam yena saha saha kritakrityaha. He becomes a complete person. So he has done what all is to be done. What all? There is nothing all, only understanding. There is only understanding. Understanding oneself to be that which is complete, which is purnaha. Therefore, knowing that, it becomes kritakrityaha. Atma is purnam. Brahma is purnam. Doesn't have to do anything to gain because it is everything. When it is everything, all pervasive, what it needs to do to gain, to become complete, it's already complete. And that completion, that fulfillment is only through understanding, gaining knowledge by the removal of wrong knowledge. And the person has done that, having done the pravilapanam, having gained that understanding, therefore he becomes kritakrityaha. He becomes a complete person. Ataha, yataha, since this is the yataha, yasmat, since this is the palam of the resolution, the pravilapanam. Ataha, therefore, so far he has given the reason. Yataha, since this is the result of this inquiry, in result of this pravilapanam, there is a resolution. Therefore, what you have to do? Ataha, therefore, tad darshanartam, for the vision of that. Tat darshanartam, darshanam, for showing that Atma, the Atma Jnanam is gained by resolving everything into that. The person becomes kritakrityaha. Therefore, tad darshanartam, next shloka starts. For the reasons mentioned above, therefore, tad darshanartam, the next shloka starts. Ataha tad darshanartam. What is that next mantra? Uttishtata jagrata prapyavaran nibodhata. So the result is mentioned. This is the result. And for the result to accomplish, what you have to do? You have to get up. First you have to get up. Uttishtata. The literal meaning is get up. We will see what it means later. Uttishtata, jagrata. Jagrata is wake up. First you get up and then wake up. Prapyavaran nibodhata. Varan, the great people. Varan prapya, having attained the great people. Nibodhata, you understand. Having gone to the people, that is the teachers, the acharya, you understand. So get up, uttishtata, wake up, jagrata, and know the truth by approaching the teachers. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam pataha tat kavayo vadanti. Durgam patat tat kavayaha vadanti. Kavayaha means, kavi means poet, but here kavayaha means rishayaha, jnanis. Kavayaha vadanti. What do they say? This path, it is difficult. This path is, this gaining of this knowledge is difficult. Like Shurasya Dhara Nishita, like the walking on the razor's edge. It is difficult. You have to understand what difficult is. What difficult? That we will see. Bhashyakara will say beautifully. So, Kavayaha vadanti. This Kshurasya Dhara Nishita Duratya, with great difficulty, like walking on the razor's edge. Durgam Pataha, this is very difficult. This path is difficult. Iti Kavayaha vadanti. Now, the meaning, what is the actual meaning? If you take the literal meaning, this is a meaning. Now, the meaning of this, the words uttishtata, 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 what lakara? It is lot lakara. In Shastram, you will find this in lot ling, not lung, lot ling. Generally, you will find, because it's a command of the Shastram. Therefore, you will find lot and ling. Because Veda is Vidhi Nisheda Paraha. Vidhi Nisheda Paraha Vedaha. Therefore, the lung, this lot and ling. Ling is, Agnyar.
No other class today.
Okay, good.
Namaste. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jay.
Yes.
Okay. So, ling, lot, I think that's where I disconnected. So, Veda is it's a command. Vedas it's a commandment for doing and nisheda, not doing. It orders to do certain things and prohibits doing certain things. So, Vidhi Nisheda. And Vidhi Nisheda is there we use the lot and ling. So therefore Uttishtata is there. Uttishtata is lot. Uttishtata. Similarly Jagrata. Uttishtatu, Uttishtatam, Uttishtantu, Uttishtata, Vadima Purusha Ekvachan. Similarly Jagrata also. Similarly Nibodhata also. All these are Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam, Uttishtata. To whom does he say Uttishtata? To the people who are Adhikari. Hey Adhikari, Adhikarinaha, Janaha, Uttishtata. It is Madhyama Purusha Bhagavachanam. Okay, not Ekavachanam, Bhagavachanam. Uttishta, Uttishtatam, Uttishtata. So, Yuyam Uttishtata. You all. That is Adhikari. Uttishtata. Uttishtata is Lotlakara, Madhyama Purusha Bhagavachanam. Uttishtata. For what? Jnanaya, Jnanaya, Prayatadvam. You get up for knowledge. For knowledge, you do prayatadvam. You work for knowledge. That is called uttishtata, not literally getting up. Uttishtata is jnanaya uttishtata. Jnana praptaye. To gain knowledge. Uttishtata. Jagrata. Wake up. Jagrata. Madhyama Purusha Bhagavachanam. Lotlakara. Wake up. Wake up from what? Ajnana Rupa Nidram Tyajata. You give up this Ajnana Rupa Nidra, the sleep. The sleep is in the form of Ajnana. This Ajnana, remaining in Ajnanam is the sleep that you give up. That is what Jagrata is. So Uttishtata, that is Jnana Praptaye Uttishtata. Then Ajnana Rupa Nidram Tyajata, that is Jagrata. Then Prapya. Kan Prapya, Varan Prapya. Who are Varan? Acharya. Brahmavidaha. Tan Prapya. Prapya Samipe Gatva. Tesham Samipam Gatva. That is called Upanishad, Sadanam. Having gone to them with a protocol. Samitpanihi Shotriyam Brahmanishtam. Tadvitti Pranipatena Pariprashtena Seviya. That is the protocol we know. Having gone to them, you have to ask, have a dialogue, sambhada, then nibodhata, janita, vijanita, katam. You ask, the Acharya will give Upadesha. So, Taihi Upadishtam Atmatattvam Janita Vijanita Nibodhata. This is what the meaning of Uttishtata Jagrata Prapyavara Nibodhata. Some people take this is what Swami Vivekananda has translated as arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. That is not the translation of this statement of the Shruti. That is a innovation by Swami Vivekananda. Arise, awake, nicely modified. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. But that translation and this, they are not same. The translation of this Vakya is not that. Some people, they quote like that. It is not correct. Arise, awake and approach the teachers. That is the meaning. Arise for what? For knowledge, for gaining knowledge. Awake means you give up this ajnana. How do you do this? Approach the teacher, go to them and ask, and when they give the Atmopadesha, by that you know it and you become free. That is what the meaning is. Uttishtata Jagrata Prapyavara Nibodhata. For what? For the having the vision of the Atma. Tad darshanartham eva this mantra started. Then Shurasya Dara Nishita Duratyaya Durgam Pataha Tat Kavayo Vadanti. That shloka, that part of the shloka we will see. We will see in the next class. So we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Only 3 lines I saw. Not even 3 lines I saw. In fact, only 1 line. Sangati alone we saw.
But it was good, Sharanji.
Yes.
You explained very well. Thank you.
Dhanyavada.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.